So in this video we are going to solve one very interesting algorithm. That name has been given the house robber. Interesting name. So thing is that you have given one array and each index has the value. So you can consider that each element of this array is a house. This is the houses. So each house has a certain amount of money there. So each house has certain unit of money associated, right? So you can consider this house has the 2 unit of money, this house has the 7 unit of money, right? But so thief can go and they can rob the house. But condition is that thief cannot rob adjacent house due to some the security system. So if thief rob the house, this house, right? So you know this is the index 1, 2, 3, 4. You can consider this is the house number 0. So if thief rob house number 2, they cannot enter the adjacent house 7. But he is free to go any house. So maximum possibilities he can rob this house, after that this house, and after that this house. Because this is adjacent house, he cannot do that, and this is adjacent of the 9, he cannot do that. So if you see that in this way he can take the maximum 2, 9, 1. So 2, 9, 1. So 12 amount of money he can rob, right? But other possibilities are there. It is not necessary if they enter this house, they has to enter this house. No, he has the option except the adjacent. He can go any house. So another case, he can go this house, then he cannot go 7 anyhow. He don't want to go 9. He can directly come to the 3. This is also possibilities. So in this case, if you see, but after 3 he cannot go this house, right? So in this case, how much maximum he can rob? 2 plus 3, 5. Other possibilities are there. He will not rob the first house. He can directly rob from 7, from the first house, not the 0 house. He can start from here. So if they rob the 7, he cannot come here. He can directly come to the 3, right? But once he will rob the 3, he cannot go the 1. So in this case, he can rob maximum 10. So you have to find out which house that thief can enter, so the return should be the maximum, right? So in this case, if you see, 12 is the maximum, and the good option are there. They can start from second 0 house, means this house, then this house, and then this house. But it is not necessary that always they have to start from the first house, right? So that might be possible, and also go the alternative. That is not the question. So suppose if one more house would be there and that value has the 20. In this case, how you can get the maximum? So of course, if you start from the 2, suppose he go the 2 first, he got the 2 amount of money, then he go the 9, he go the 1, but if you go the 1, he cannot rob the 20, right? So here they have to now think. After 9, the thief has the 2 options. Either they can go the 1 or they can go the 20. So of course they will go the 20, and they will have total 2 plus 9 plus 20. 2 plus 9 plus 20, he can get the 31. Right? So you have to find out which house thief can go to get the maximum return. This is the problem you have to solve that, right? So if you see, each house thief has the 2 options. So if you start from the 0, if you start from here, the thief is going to start the row. So here they have the 2 options. Either they can rob the house 0, get the amount of 2, but they will have the option he can rob next time. After rob this house, he can rob the either 9, 3, 1, right, with the for time being. So he has the option 9, 3, 1, means after 2 he can go this house, right? If they choose the first house. If they will not choose the first house, what option they have? The option they have, he can go 9, 7, 9, 3, 1. right? If they don't want to think, start from the 2, so they have these options, right? Again, each house they have always the 2 options. So suppose now he already robbed the first house. Now here they have the option 9, 3, 1, right? So he has already taken the 9. Now here they have the 2 options. Either they can go 3. If he go for the 3, they have, if they go for the 9, they have only one option, that is 1. But if here, if they go for the 3, they don't want to go for the 9. So 2 has already taken, so they will have the option only 2 and 3. Because if the moment they will take the 3, they cannot take the 1. So they will these options, right? So in this case, they will get the 12. In this case, they will get the 5. Now here, if we start from the 7, so if they take the 7, they have the different options 3, 1. Right? They cannot the 9. If they will not take the 7, right? What the other option they have? They have the still option 9, 3, 1. Right? So suppose after 7 he choose the 3, then he cannot take the 1, and here they choose the 9. When the moment they will choose the 9, they have only one option for the 1. So here you can take the 10, here they can take the 10, here 5. So in this case, this is the 12. So the best ideal option is the 291, 291 to take the maximum one. But have you noticed here that each time thief has the 2 options, whether they can thief that house or they should not rob that house, right? So each step, at each house, he has the 2 options. Rob that house or do not rob, right? So if suppose they are at the position of the 9, whether they want to rob this house or they don't want to rob the house. So when they will rob the house, because they will check, if I rob the house, I am getting the maximum benefit or not. If he is not getting the maximum benefit and he is getting the maximum benefit after the 9, so he will not rob this house, he will go the next house, right? So how we are going to solve this? So first we will try to solve the manually, then we try to convert into the code, right? So let me do that, how we can do that. The best idea, there are many possibilities how we can do that, but the best way what I consider, that should be the one of the good option to solve that. So let me, this is index 0, right? If this is the array, this is the element is not there, right? And suppose this is the n, this array name is the n. You make another array of the similar size, same size, and give the name m or anything with the same size of the n. So what are the size of the n? Make the same size of the this array also. This is also a array, right? And they have the index. Now think how it will work without think how to code, just manually think. So suppose if they will come at the 0, suppose only one house is there, only one house, and that house number is 0. So at this position, how much maximum the thief can rob? So maximum he can thief the rob 2, because only one house is there. Next time, suppose now they have the 2 house. Forget about this part. Think about only the 2 house. If they have the 2 house, how much maximum they can rob? If they rob 2, they cannot rob the 7. So good option is that he can rob the 7. So till house number 1, his maximum thief amount is the 7. Now come to the 9. So once he will come here, so whether they should thief or not thief, and what is the maximum return at this position. So now if 9 is there, so if it is here, the maximum possibility is that 2 plus 9. He will skip this part, right? If so, here they have the 2 options. Either they can skip, they are okay with the 7, or they can consider this house and this house, which is the maximum. Maximum is the 11. So they will go for the 11. Means at the position of 2, the maximum return is the maximum thief amount is the 2 plus 9. This is the maximum possibilities, right? Come here. So what is the maximum possibilities here? Because till 2 they have already earned the 11. So here what option is there? If they will keep here this amount, the 3 amount, so that means he could not keep this one, he could have come from here. So if they will keep here, so till 1 position there was the 7, and the 3rd position they will get the 3. So they can maximum the 7 plus 3 they can go the 10. But why they will go the 10? Because they have already the 11, so they will skip this house. They are happy with the 11. Again I will visit this part and come to the 9. So 9 has the option that either they can rob the house, so he will check the previous house is the 11, means index 2, and this amount 1, 12. So they want to rob the house because they are getting the more than this value, right? Let me again repeat this part. Suppose at any position, suppose you are at the 9. Suppose you are at the 9, right? And their index is 2. Here you have the 2 option. Means first part is not problem, second part is not problem, because first part is the only one option you can put, and the first house you don't have any option. What is the maximum between the 2, 7 you can put? Let me start from the 9 one, right? So 9, what you will do, what is the value of index 2? The index 2 value is the 9. So you can check that 9 plus previous to previous house, how much money was there, because you cannot rob the previous house if you rob the 9, right? So what is the previous to previous value? So we have already calculated previous to previous value is 2. So at this stage you have the option 9 plus 2. 9 means at the present house amount, and this 2 means previous to previous how much they have already accumulated. So 2. This has this option. Another option, he will not rob the house. If he not rob the house, they will have the previous house amount, right? Previous house amount was the 7. So this is the 7. So they have to choose between the 7 and the 11. So obvious 11 is higher, they will put the 11. Now just consider for this 4 house. In this house value is the 1, index 4, and what is the previous to previous? Previous to previous value is the 11. So they will check this value. Yes, they will take the previous house value. Previous house accumulated, index 3 is the 11. So of course this is the greater, they will go for the greater amount, right? So now let me again repeat the same thing. What actually I am trying to do here. At any position, suppose at the 9 is the I index. Suppose this is the I is equal to 2. They have the 2 options, right? What 2 options they have? Either they can go for 9 plus 2. 9 plus 2 means the value n, index I, ni is the value 9, plus this is the mem, right? This is the memory, I minus 2, because what much value is already accumulated previous to previous. How you will get the previous to previous? You have to do the minus 9, right? This is the one option they have. Other option they have, they will not rob this house and they are happy with the previous house. In this case, if you see this house when he was doing here, so he checked this 3, index 3 plus 3 minus 2. This value 3 minus 2, 1, mem 1 is the 7. Either they can take the 7, and otherwise is happy how much was the previous one, right? So he compared between the 10 and the 11, so 11, previous house the 11, and he didn't took anything, didn't rob the house. So other option is that he can do mem I minus 1. So each node has, this is only 2 options. So what are the maximum of 2 will be put into the index, And if you see, for the each index we are keeping the highest value and memorizing this highest value, it will be easy for the calculate to the next house, and this is called the dynamic programming. We know, right? We are doing the memorization of the value. So this is the whole logic. Let me just put the code in 2 minutes, we understand. So what we will do, we will create, first check if n dot length is 0, means if that is the empty, then no need to do anything, return 0 value. If n dot length is equal to 1, means only one element is there, so return the same element, right? We are not doing anything. Right? Otherwise, what you have to do, you create one int array of the mem, and size would be the same size what the size of the given array is there, right? And then run the loop from second. Why second? Because these two elements I am going to fill. So mem 0 is equal to same, what is the 0? Because suppose this is only one element. Mem 1, here what value you want to put? Whatever the maximum of these two, right? So max of n0 and n1. So these two things we have to do the manually. Then we can go the for loop. We start the for loop from I is equal to 2, I is equal to n minus length, I plus plus, and put this logic. Logic means in this mem, I would be the max of this, as it is copy, max of ni plus mem I minus 2 else mem I minus 1, and return the last index of the mem. That is the very simple. So let me show in the code. So again I want to repeat that each point you have to consider that either you have to rob this house or you are happy with the previous house, accumulated the money. Right? That's just two things you have to think, and all the algorithms depend upon that. Right? Let me go to the code. If first check if nums event is equal to 0, then we have to return the 0, right? Because data is not there. And second, if they have only one element, right? So we have to check if they have only one element, then we have to return the same element, right? So we can return the same element. Right? Otherwise, we have to create one mem array, that is, it will keep the memory for the new element, and size will be the same, nums event, right? And in this mem, so first element we will keep what is the first element of the given array, but second element we have to choose what is the, we use the Java mathmax in between the nums 0 and nums 1, right? And then onwards we will use the for loop. I will start from 2 because 0 and 1 we have already considered here, right? So now this length is equal to nums dot length and I plus plus, and just one statement, mem we will store, which value we will store? The math, this is the logic line, main lines, right? Max between nums I plus whatever we have already stored, I minus 2, previous to previous, compare with the I minus 1, just previous, who is the maximum, put it there, and we have to return the final, means last index of the mem, right? So return mem nums dot length minus 1 means the last element. That's it. So just run the code. It should work. So even if you want to with the different test cases, so suppose I'm going to give this test cases what we have discussed on whiteboard. So if you give this one and again run that code, it also should 12 should become, it is coming. Submit the code and see, it should accept it with the 0 milliseconds. Thank you very much. Please don't forget to subscribe and share. And if any questions is there, you can talk the comment box. Thank